Done? You just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Qatar, here we come.
Christian's travel agency has one goal.
Talk to you soon.
The world's biggest soccer tourney.
The hotel is 7 miles from the stadium. Are you serious? Did you email the transportation company?
Now he needs an Arabic interpreter on his roster.
I don't speak it either.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your bet doesn't win. Just sign up with our promo code TAS. There's so many great deals. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. And you get paid your winnings fast. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online, real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the TN Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios. Just a bit outside. It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now on the Cure Hotline at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Friday afternoon to you, and it is time for the next 2 hours for the McFarland Show here on WNSR. Ray Dosky is alongside for the ride. He is buckled up because he knows today it may get a little bumpy. I don't know why.
I was going to say, why would it get bumpy today?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just because we're going to be going at a great rate of speed.
Okay.
Okay?
If you say so.
You know, we're just going to be flying down the informational highway.
The informational highway.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. I really don't.
I was going to say, I don't know.
Let me take another swig of my water.
We're off to a fine start here.
Is it not bumpy every day when we do the show?
If it's not, it's not good radio. If it's not.
Yeah, if it's...
We know exactly what's going to happen. This is not...
We try to be
not
smooth,
what we want here.
But I think yesterday we brought up 40 grit sandpaper, so we clearly weren't smooth yesterday.
No, don't put we onto that. You brought that up.
Well, you know why?
I was minding my business over here.
That's why.
Okay.
Today, not a problem.
I'm fully fed today?
Yeah, I've learned. You guys come in here with your sacks of food, and I always think, I'm always good until you guys walk in here to our Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, and you reek of food, and I get hungry.
Yeah,
I'm starving all of a sudden because I haven't eaten.
Yeah,
and so I'm always good until you
and you're a grown person,
food hounds,
and you
come in here.
And you're a grown person, and you know how to eat, man. And so you choose not to feed yourself. And and now we're on the air and we're talking about sandpaper in places.
Trying to keep my figure, for the beach.
Is that it?
Next summer.
I was going to say, isn't beach season kind of over? It's November.
Well,
what beach are you going to?
It's currently snowing in Colorado.
It is.
It was snowing in Calgary last night where the Preds were.
Yeah.
And they're in Vancouver now for tomorrow night's tilt, but it's not snowing there. But it's like in the 40s. Are you sure? Yeah, no, I know.
You checked it out. Okay.
I talked to someone in Vancouver today for the Preds podcast.
Understood.
Yeah. So it's just kind of in the 40s.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to keep my beach bod year round.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. So you've decided now just not eating is the best way to go about doing that.
Yes, that is my best.
Okay.
I am against workouts.
Okay.
It's against my religion.
Okay. And you cover sports. Okay. See how we're going here? This is where we're going. How about you just hit reverse on that right now? Do we have a beeping sound? Beep, beep, this is Darren backing up from what he just said, because he's gone down an alley and it's way too tight.
It's dark,
and he can't keep
There's
going.
no light.
He cannot keep going. The walls are way too narrow,
and I keep hearing objects fall.
He cannot get what he's driving down this alley. He needs to back up.
I'm against workouts.
You gonna keep going anyway?
Well,
huh?
Kyrie Irving told me that workouts are bad.
Oh well.
Let me just say this.
Shouldn't be listening to anything Kyrie's talking about outside of the game of basketball. So
let me just say this. No, Ray, I want you, because I know what it is.
Oh, you just want to go ahead and knock it down? That's fine. That's fine with me.
No, that's not what.
Okay, that's not what you're talking about.
He was getting something before the show that was fun.
Okay, all right then. You guys were plotting stuff. Okay, let's go. So we're flying away here. What?
Yeah, no, it's the call I thought. Yeah,
okay. All right, no problem.
He's diverting the call.
Good for him.
Kyrie Irving is when they signed with the Nets.
Yeah,
I said this is at a previous stop years ago.
Yeah,
that is the most unlikable team I have ever seen assembled, and I will never root for the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
As long as Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are on that team.
So it's just the pair of them.
Highly unlikable. And really, it's Kyrie Irving.
It's Kyrie.
Yes.
Kyrie's unlikable.
Oh, very much so, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very much so.
That's fine.
And may have played his last game in Brooklyn because of all this.
I don't know. Well...
By the way, thank you guys.
Maybe.
By the way,
I'm sorry, Ray.
Just thank you.
I'm sorry.
You're welcome, Ray.
I won't do that again.
You're welcome, sir.
I won't. That was a one-off.
Bumpy. See? Bumpy.
See?
Yeah.
I warned you. I said buckle up. I said today was going to be. I told you today was going to be bumpy.
You were not kidding.
Yeah.
You guys, you were not kidding.
I was the pilot here, and I told you that there would be no in-flight service.
That's true. You did tell us that.
Everybody remained seated.
I didn't even get pretzels.
That's true.
Get pretzels. Yeah. At least I gotta get pretzels or a cocktail.
We gotta climb to 30,000 feet first before you get pretzels.
So
we just took off. We're 6 minutes into the flight, and you're asking for pretzels. You're that guy.
He's ringing the bell.
Every flight's got that guy. So
I think you guys just created a promo, by the way.
It's like we're leaning back because we're still ascending.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's my pretzels?" We're like, "Dude, we just went wheels up." What do you mean, where's my pretzels?
We haven't left the States.
I can still see the airport.
We can still see the airport.
Where's my house?
And he's like, ding, 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 ding. Who's the jerk in D2? Who is that?
Who wants the pretzels?
Who what? And he's like, pretzels? You guys got any pretzels?
Oh, man. You're
like a caller on
You're
this
that
show.
guy. You're that guy.
I can be one.
Let's go to Ray. Let's go to Ray in the borough.
Ray in the borough.
There's
Welcome
the dagger.
in, Ray.
There's the dagger.
I told you, buckle up. I warned you guys.
Jeez.
I warned you.
Jeez.
All right. That was nice. You get me off the Kyrie. I don't even want to go down that path. So,
well, good.
Yeah,
good. Let's not. I don't want to start down over there. I don't want to give that any more attention than it needs.
So you're just as you're. That's all, folks. You're just as disgusted. Say that fast 3 times.
Am I just as disgusted?
Me and as everybody else?
No, I'm not disgusted. I'm sick and tired.
Don't you think Kyrie Irving is just a waste of oxygen? Honestly, everything that comes, like he should just sew his mouth together, his lips together.
I wish that Kyrie Irving would stick to things that were more basketball related.
Yes.
I also would wish that people would not listen to Kyrie Irving talk about things that he clearly doesn't know.
Like the earth is flat.
That he's talking. I mean, so, again, and this is what I told.
Wait, what?
Yep. Don't do it. Oh, boy. What? I can't do that. I'm not doing that. Not going there.
You didn't know? You didn't know?
There's pictures and stuff.
You didn't know? He said it's flat.
No, I thought it was too.
Oh boy!
We do have pictures and stuff at this point, so I can understand before when there were
Pictures can be edited.
when
just
there
like
were
videos.
when there were no pictures, I could kind of understand. But now that we've had pictures and stuff for the last, I don't know, umpteen decades, maybe you go, oh, that's it, huh? Okay, yeah, that doesn't look flat to me.
Yeah, it's not an infinity pool. Okay, our planet is not an infinity pool. Okay, no, it's not flat.
So this is why I told somebody earlier this week about Kyrie. I said to this person, person, do you have a favorite restaurant? They said, yes. I said, where do you like to go? They named a place. I said, they make fantastic food over there. He says, yes, they do. I said, you like this? You like that dish a lot? I love that dish. I said, here's the thing. There's a guy in that restaurant who makes that dish, who is making it exactly the way you love it, and you love that dish, and you have no idea who this guy is, what he thinks about the earth shape, what he thinks about things happening in the Middle East, what he thinks about what's happening in Washington, what he thinks about anything. All you know is he makes fantastic food, and you're able to consume that and enjoy that part of what he does without knowing about the other stuff this guy may or may not even think about. One has nothing to do with the other. I don't think Kyrie is a waste of space as a human being necessarily. I think that Kyrie should please stick to basketball, and also think that people should not listen to Kyrie talk about other things that are not basketball related.
I didn't say waste of space. I said waste of oxygen.
Well,
in other words, stop talking. Stop talking. I know he still needs to breathe, but stop talking.
I wish people would stop listening. Because it's easier for us to tune him out.
Well, he's got a big platform.
That is the issue.
Yeah.
Why does he have a big platform?
Because he's a superstar in the NBA.
So that entitles him to talk about. Okay, and that's my
that's the whole
issue.
NBA movement, right? It's like our players have a platform. Our players can speak freely. That was their whole,
and they can,
and it has served them well.
And people could listen
over
freely.
the years,
and people can listen freely. Sure.
When you start doing this stuff, then it works against you.
Tell you what, you and I talk sports every day.
Yeah.
I cover news, you cover hockey, and all kinds of other stuff. If we wanted to get on here and start breaking down the Dow Jones,
it'd be a really bad show.
I'm not sure that's our wheelhouse, right?
No, it'd be a quick show.
We don't really understand what we're fully talking about over in there in that particular area. So it would behoove people who are under the sound of our voice right now, maybe not to necessarily take a lot of weight into what we have to say about the Dow.
Or zero weight. Zero. At least from me.
So
zero. I can spell it. That's about it.
I wish people would apply the same principles when they listen to other people talk about things that maybe they don't know anything about.
Yeah. Preds got a much needed win in Calgary last night.
Yes.
They needed that.
Yes, they did.
I know that's stating the obvious.
Yeah.
But they needed that.
Yeah.
They got off to, they've been getting off to, played a good first play. I thought it was their most complete game of the year. It's still very early. It was their most complete game of the year. By the way, Calgary's a good team. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah. And and they're in the middle of this road trip. Hopefully they can find whatever the camaraderie, or this could actually be a good thing, this whole losing streak or adventure they've been going through. Losing and failing, as we all know, can build character, and maybe, just maybe, this will help the Predators build a little character for the season that is to come, because it's a long season, and if you experience failure and adversity and you learn how to overcome it, it just makes you a stronger team, stronger individual. So maybe that's going on with the Predators right now.
It's not worked for the Texans because they lost again.
No.
Yeah.
But they have organizational issues.
They do.
That are deeper than just the guys currently on the team.
It's a good point. Look, if you don't think that the people above you have to put you in the right spots to succeed, you need help from above, and they don't have any help above.
No.
So.
No. And we know that
typically that's how it works in bad franchises, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the people at the top that are making bad decisions, poor decisions.
They have a very experienced coaching staff, guys who have had success, mixed records for sure, but guys who've experienced some success in other places. I have no doubt they're trying, but as you said before, if they can't get the resources that they need, if dumb decisions continue to be made, questionable decisions continue to be made, you're going to continue to get the results that you've been getting down there for the last 3 to 5 years.
We're going to go to Kansas City in about 5 minutes and learn about this Chiefs team. They're a good organization. I think what I was getting at is the Titans, look, I don't know. I think we both know what we think is going to happen. I don't know. I hope it's a great game. I think it's going to be an extremely difficult game for them to win, but they've had success against the Chiefs. I think they're 5-1 in their last 6 games against the Chiefs, so they've had success.
Just that one.
It's that one. That was the one you wanted to win. That's the one you wanted to win.
1 and 5.
I know, yeah. With that win, you're right.
Yeah,
I get it. But the point is, this division is so there for it's like the Vikings. Like, you can't mess this up now. And I feel the same way about the Titans. Like, you can't mess this up. The division is laid out. It's a gimme, okay? It's someone that left the bucket of candy out on the porch and said, here you go. I'm not answering the door. Don't ring the doorbell, but just take the candy. Like, take whatever you want. Happy Halloween. The AFC South is there for the take. It's candy sitting on a porch with nobody home. Yeah. The same for Minnesota's division.
Yeah.
Candy sitting on the porch, nobody's home. Like, I know Aaron Rodgers plays in Green Bay, but they just don't look right. They don't look like a team that's about to rip off 7 in a row.
Doesn't seem that way. I think the Titans are at the point, though, now, with their division especially. They have 3 division games left. They're 3-0 in their division. If they were just to win the remaining division games, I think they would win their division, by a couple of games. I think it's, to that degree at this point. You win all the tiebreakers and everything else. They may be the only team in their division to finish over 500 at this point. So, I think the division will take care of itself regardless of this game. And if you win the division, you get a home playoff game. And it won't be, in the divisional round. And you know what? That may be okay. Because this team with the number 1 seed has not done well historically. So, wild card weekend, hey, fine. If that's the way it has to be, let's do it.
Yeah, we know their record. It's over. They've never won a game as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They just think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Have never won a game, a playoff game, as the 1 seed.
Yeah. And the other thing, and we'll talk about this, I'm sure, a little bit more when the time comes. But Darren, you and I were at the last home playoff win for the Tennessee Titans against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think in 2004.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The Joe Netney kick and the smoke.
Yeah. Well, the penalty.
The penalty, and that's why I said the smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. The missed field goal.
Yeah.
The penalty.
Yeah.
Retry.
Yeah.
Good.
That was the last home playoff win.
Joe Nedney admitting that he faked it.
He didn't have to admit it. We all saw it.
Well, yeah, but he did, though. That's the thing.
Anybody who saw it knows he faked it.
If you ever want to see a scramble, you should see the Titans PR staff that day when he did that. Like, oh, my God. Why is he doing... Joe,
I haven't thought about that in so long.
Joe, enough. Hey, he's done. No more questions. Joe, don't admit that at the podium. Don't do that.
He was just so happy.
He was. He was so happy. And the PR staff was so mad.
He was just so happy.
And they were so mad. Like, don't say that. All right, let's...
Been a while.
We'll come back and head to KC and have a good conversation about those Chiefs. It is the Sunday Night Football game, right? And it should be a good one. Josh Briscoe with WHB in KC, 810, will join us, and we'll find out about this Kansas City team that looks like our juggernaut yet again. We'll do that on the other side.
And we'll get Reyes pretzels as well.
And we'll get Reyes pretzels.
You've been talking about restaurants, serving over here. I was wondering if I can get pretzels in this great restaurant you were talking about. Do they give out pretzels?
We'll get Reyes pretzels.
I just want pretzels,
he keeps ringing the bell.
Okay.
Ding,
yeah.
Ding.
Take this
ding.
commercial break.
She's like, they're like, could someone go serve D3 frickin' pretzels? So stop ringing the bell. We'll ring the bell in KC next.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-340-1040. 800-340-1040. 800-340-1040. Again, that's 800-340-1040. Paid for by the Tax Doctor.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
It's a Bill King Show.
In Little League football, they play it off. You can't do it in college football, Bill. You got to come up with a bunch of computers and some BCS cockamamie scheme. My answer was yes. It's unique. Absolutely love it. I go into my garage every day and make sure there are no dust particles on those BCS computers. I do that.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Big one at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday night. Chiefs hosting the Titans. Back here on the McFarland Show. Darren and Justin here with you. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Let's head to KC. Josh Briscoe is standing by. 810 WHB there in KC. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to a primetime game that doesn't really feel like a primetime game just yet.
Yeah. Well, let's just say this. Hopefully it'll be better than the Thursday night games this year in the National Football League.
It's important to set reasonable standards, and I think they can at least beat that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Kadarius Toney, they acquired him. I was shocked that the Giants traded him. One, what did you make of that deal, and do you think this could be his Kansas City debut?
Yeah, so Andy Reid just said in his presser about an hour ago that he's leaning towards having him suit up on Sunday. I think if he does that, it's probably going to be as a punt returner first. The Chiefs have had their issues finding a sure-handed punt returner this year, and we could see him on the field a little bit offensively against the Titans for sure. I was also surprised that the trade went down from the Chiefs' perspective just because I really did buy into the idea that they might try to address the edge defensively, but I never even really gave a lot of thought to maybe Kadarius Toney could be a piece for this team. And I really think the long-term view of having him under control for a while under his rookie contract is probably the biggest win of that trade. So I was surprised from that side. A little surprised that the Giants moved on to him as quickly as they did as well, even with that new regime.
Andy Reid, how is he coming out of buys? Mike Vrabel has been unbelievable. He hasn't been here that long, but he is undefeated coming out of buys. How about Andy Reid's record?
I don't have his record in front of me, but he has been historically good coming out of the bye. to the tune of, I mean, again, I think literally at a certain game threshold, among the best in NFL history. It was kind of interesting. Carlos Dunlap, who was in Cincinnati for about a decade, a couple years in Seattle. The Chiefs added him, the defensive end, this offseason. In his presser a couple of days ago, he said that he had never had a bye week like this in his entire NFL career, with a lot of different coaches, with a few different coaches in Cincy and then obviously Seattle, where he had way more time off than he ever had before. He was luxuriating in how much free time Andy Reid gave the Chiefs, even kind of going back to training camp. Andy Reid runs a hard training camp, and they get a lot done in practice. But then the bye week comes around, and it sounds like he kind of lets everybody have their space to recharge, and it's made me think a little more about if that plays into how good Reid has been out of byes.
Patrick Mahomes, how do you go about trying to, and I think it's almost impossible. That was an impressive win over San Francisco, by the way, their last game going into the bye week. But, you know, he probably hurt a lot last year. He made a lot of mistakes at times, didn't look himself. I mean, the dominant, so he's such on a high pedestal. Is he the kind that takes that stuff and hears that stuff and uses it as motivation? He definitely looks like a player like maybe we saw at the beginning of his career this year. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. He really kind of has a mild-mannered kind of him and haw and press conference demeanor at times. And then on the field, you see him throw his fourth touchdown pass, and immediately you look down and count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the field, and you see kind of where some of that personality comes out. Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator last year, made some headlines by calling him a competitive word I'm not sure I want to say on your guys' station. I'd say it here, but I don't want to, test your FCC limits. But that coming through in the ways that it has honestly been really compelling. And as you said, the differences between how the offense kind of evolved the last year and some of the frustrations that the offense certainly found themselves with, specifically against the Titans, versus what we've seen this year with a different receiving core. He's been incredible. And I think that there's a real argument you could make that he is in the midst of his most impressive season so far as a quarterback, specifically doing it, without Tyreek Hill, something we've been talking about around here for a very long time now, it feels like.
Boy, and that's saying something. That statement there, this is his most impressive year, is quite a statement. I'm always curious, Josh, about outsiders or people who do not watch, Derrick Henry every single week like we do here, the same way you guys watch Patrick Mahomes with shock and awe. We do the same with Derrick Henry here week after week. Can you just talk to me about what you see from him from an outsider looking in and what makes him so difficult to deal with as somebody who doesn't focus in on every step he takes?
Yeah, that's kind of a fun angle because I find myself more often than not being of the persuasion that most running backs don't really move the needle all that much in their individual performances. So much of it comes down to schemes and blocking and the offense altogether. You got a lot of guys who can be really good, but, how many guys really move the needle single-handedly? Derrick Henry is on the list of guys I will fully heartedly accept can move the needle single-handedly because he is such a completely unique runner. It is the combination of the size and the speed that fascinates me the most about him. Like you said, I don't get to watch him every snap, every step, every week. But whenever you have the capability to literally run over or through or around or from anybody on the field, that has to reflect on a really maybe unprecedented skill set in the history of the sport. I think Travis Kelce said today that he was going to be one of the greatest running backs of all time. I think that was Kelce who mentioned it. It's come up throughout the week of pressers, though. I mean, and Andy Reid said something along those lines as well. There is not a running back in the league who I think you're going to find more consensus respect for than for Derrick Henry.
I am very curious. But you mentioned Travis Kelce. I'm very interested in what you think about the following question. I heard one of the commentators say a couple of weeks ago that they believe that Travis Kelce is on path to become the greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. That is saying something considering that the current greatest tight end in the history of the NFL also spent a lot of time playing there at Arrowhead Stadium. Where are the fan base? Where are you on the and we don't have to spend long, but I am very curious on the GOAT conversation between Travis Kelce and Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's the hilarious thing is, like, you could have, I mean, look, there are a lot of great tight ends. I love the tight end position, so I'm not going to cast out, guys from, like, who broke Chiefs fans' hearts, like Antonio Gates, to more recently Rob Gronkowski, to some of the greats that even preceded those guys. But to make it just about those two in Kansas City, you could have a legitimate conversation about the greatest tight ends of all time without ever leaving the walls of Arrowhead Stadium. Like, that is an incredible thing. And I think that it is hard to compare them because of positions, because even though they're not separated by decades and decades, but the sport looks so different from when Tony Gonzalez left Kansas City to when Travis Kelce got here. And Kelce has had one of the greatest offensive minds in the history of the sport and one of the greatest quarterbacks in the second act of his career throwing the ball to him, that it is a very difficult comparison game to play. I grew up loving Tony Gonzalez, and now I watch and talk about Travis Kelce doing things that I don't think I've ever seen other tight ends do. He's always open, guys. He always knows where to be, and it's not always where he's supposed to be. And then Patrick Mahomes knows he's going to be there. In terms of reading and reacting to defenses, that part in particular, I think Travis Kelce might be the greatest of all time right now. It is an unprecedented skill set. In terms of the whole package, he absolutely deserves that conversation. And around here, there's a lot of respect for Tony Gonzalez, even though some Chiefs fans aren't thrilled with how he ended his career in Atlanta. And I don't think Kelce's going to have to go anywhere other than Kansas City to put the bow on his Hall of Fame career. So I think Kelce, by the end, is probably going to be revered as the greatest Chiefs tight end of all time, which comes with an incredible, incredible second place.
Yeah, it really does. A very special season and that he's having this year, and a special career without question here. I was in Kansas City a few years ago for the AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Titans. Obviously, the Chiefs came out on top and went on to win the Super Bowl. What did winning the Super Bowl do for the Kansas City Chiefs as a franchise and as a city, since we're still looking for Super Bowl #1 here in Nashville?
Yeah. Oh, well, then you'll probably be able to relate to this idea. Then it was proof that they could. Like, I know that's really simple, really basic. Like, I
imagine seeing is believing after so long. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when you believe, I'm 27 now, so that's Super Bowl I was 25 or whatever. Not just my lifetime, but 2 of my lifetimes it had been since the Chiefs had won the last one. It had been 50 years. So you grow up, anybody under the age of let's call it 55. Anyone under the age of 55 did not have a memory of watching the Kansas City Chiefs win not just a Super Bowl. I didn't have a memory until a few years prior of them winning a playoff game. That had not happened until my 20s. So whenever you kind of develop that feeling of like, oh, maybe we're a snake-bitten franchise, obviously Patrick Mahomes helped do that and helped turn that around immediately. But I think a lot of Chiefs fans were waiting for the other shoe to drop for a long time, and then it never did. So that moment as a city is, just one of the coolest you could ever possibly ask for. I will remember that AFC Championship game and that Super Bowl fondly for the rest of my life.
Good stuff, Josh. Appreciate the visit. Enjoy the game on Sunday night. We'll be watching from afar, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to it. Anytime, guys, especially if you want to get me on instead of Jason. I mean, that right there, I feel like that's good for both of us.
Well, he said he was going out of town, not to air his schedule, but I was like, I didn't know anybody was allowed to leave town if you guys are hosting Sunday Night Football.
Look, I can do my best to wrangle him, but I only have so much power. I think his wife outranks me, and it was a good excuse for me to get to talk to you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Josh Briscoe, WHB 810 there in Kansas City. Of course, also host of the Chiefs postgame.
Yeah.
Which is a good deal. So I don't know where we think this is going quarterback-wise. I feel like everybody's got a differing opinion on whether they think Ryan Tannehill is going to be available or not. As we sit here on Friday, what's your gut feeling?
No, and I said that yesterday. I don't think he is going to play. I don't think he should play. I don't see the benefit of if we are this questionable about whether or not he's going to play. That lets me know there's some doubt or maybe some risk of putting him out there, and I don't see the point. What's the benefit of making sure that Ryan Tannehill goes out there and risks himself playing in this game? Do the Titans need this game to make the playoffs? No. Do the Titans need this game to win their division? Probably not. Is this game really? I mean, and listen, it's a conference game. I don't want to sweep it under the rug like it means nothing, but it's a conference game. It's in prime time. But they're in the position in their division that they don't need. They don't need this one, and you want him to be available later on. And unless it's a situation where you don't think you can make it any worse, then I don't see the reward of putting him out there for what. I mean, because there's a good chance he can lose his game even if he was 100% healthy. Yeah. And the healthiest he's ever been in his life, they can still lose his game. So why are we putting an 80% guy out there, just to put himself in harm's way for what?
They are currently. I just wanted to be accurate with this.
Sure. Be accurate with the standings there about where they are.
With the line.
With the line.
Because I think it's double digits, right? It is a double-digit line.
I hadn't.
On FanDuel, it is 11.5. Kansas City favored by 11.5. And that's a lot in the NFL. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill did not practice on Thursday. He was limited participation today, and he has been officially listed as questionable for Sunday night's game.
He'll fly up there. He'll get out during warm-ups, stretch, and see where we are.
The only player, Torrey Carter, of note that's been ruled out for Sunday is Amani Hooker.
Okay.
He's been ruled out by Mike Vrabel.
Well, I mean,
but Jeffrey
that's
Simmons,
not great either, but okay.
Jeffrey Simmons did not practice again today, so he did not practice the entire week again. He is officially listed as questionable. That was the exact same schedule last week.
Yeah.
Did not practice the entire week. Questionable, played, and was very effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I anticipate the same thing.
From Jeffrey Simmons.
What
about Ryan Tannehill?
I suspect, because, again, just throwing darts, that injury was a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprains?
No, it takes a while.
Takes a while. It's not quick.
No.
I don't care how much treatment.
No.
I don't care what you do. High ankle sprain,
if it's truly a high ankle sprain, Darren, we both been doing this a long time, it's not going to be 2 weeks either.
No.
You're talking about a month.
Well, I mean,
look, or so.
The sign to me was when he was in a boot.
Yeah.
And I suspect he's been in a boot more than just that day after that game. I know he doesn't like to show that publicly.
Sure.
He's in a boot. But that is another telltale sign. And I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah. And that's okay. I think it's okay if he doesn't play. I really do. I think the Titans have bigger fish to fry down the road than, beating the Chiefs. Listen, they beat the Chiefs last year and ended up, the number 1 seed. And how'd that work out for them? I mean, it's not, it's important to be healthy when it's time to be healthy and have all your guys out there ready to go. And I think, and I know Mike Vrabel and them were one game at a time and 1 week at a time. But, here we are in November. They have a comfortable lead. Thinking about January, if you're them, isn't the worst thing in the world.
No. Well, the bottom line is, if this is pretty bad, he can't be effective anyway.
No, not
He just really can't. If anything happens, and don't forget, it could be someone accidentally falling on him, right? Which happens.
Sure.
Anything happens.
That's kind of what happened to him with this.
Yeah, he's probably out. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be able to finish.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. First of all, it's not conceding if you don't, if you're like, well, let's just play the backup because he's at 70%.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Could he gut it through? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But how effective could he be? Why not just go with the backup?
I think
there are people that believe he's absolutely playing, though.
I think there's some value, in all honesty, in seeing Malik Willis another week out there. Last week wasn't exactly stellar, to say the least.
No.
And, for him, because, listen, we talked about it yesterday, the Titans have got a pretty high number on Ryan Tannehill next year. And if indeed they do not want to pay him that number and want to spread that money around to other people, and if Ryan Tannehill is going to be willing to, to chop up some of that money, it's sort of a restructure kind of a thing and kick the can down the road, then you may want to know what you have in Malik Willis. And nothing will tell you more about what you have in Malik Willis than actual live game play, not preseason, not practice, not scrimmage, but out there with live, gameplay on Sunday Night Football against, one of the best teams in football out there. I think there's value in letting him go out there and let's see what he can and cannot do. And again, even if Ryan Tannehill play, there's no guarantee that you're going to win. This isn't college football. There's no rankings here. So if they lose by 30 points, and so what? It's still an L.
Drops them to 5-3.
Now they're 5-3, and they got the Broncos next week.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's right. Free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Sign up, use the promo code WNSR. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to the point spreads to player props. Also, you can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with same-game parlays. They also have live betting where you can get updated odds throughout the course of a game, games that have already started. In other words, you can get your winnings paid fast. It's all on the app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Again, that promo code to sign up, WNSR, no sweat first bet. That promo code WNSR. Make every moment this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Remember, you must be 21 years of age or older and present here in the state of Tennessee. First online real money wager only. A refund issued on non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789.
Now's the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Sign up with the promo code GregP. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can combine all of those across a variety of platforms with same-game parlays for a bigger payout. Live betting, you see a trend, something that's going on in a game, you can get updated odds on games that have already started and get you paid your winnings fast. All that on the app that's safe by using the promo code GregP. All that on the app. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose. Promo code GregP. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued. Non-withdrawable free bets that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIP to 321-321. That's TIP to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs, or a Bar Line's double stack, and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Line, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Five-State Corn Your exclusive national sports radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. Today's going to be sunny with a high of 80. Partly cloudy tonight with a stray shower late, the low 62. Saturday, cloudy with widespread showers, high 72. Maybe a shower Sunday. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the McFarland Show, Sports Radio 560 WNSR. We are Nashville Sports Radio. I'm Justin McFarland, of course, Darren McFarland here in studio with you here on this fantastic Friday. Beautiful weather outside here in Nashville. Nice, warm, sunny day. Coming up at 3 o'clock, we're going to go to Knoxville. Vince Ferrara, our friend out there from 99.1 The Sports Animal, will be joining us to talk about the ginormous game coming up this weekend up there on Rocky Top between the Vols and the Georgia Bulldogs. And we'll see exactly what Vince has to say about the mood up there on Rocky Top as the Vols get ready to play one of the biggest games they've played in the last, 20, 25 years, in all honesty. A win most likely leads the Vols to Atlanta, to the SEC championship game. And that's not something we've talked about or said, but that's the truth anyhow, as some people would say in my family. It's the truth anyway. If the Vols win this game, they are probably going to Atlanta, and they are probably going to be the SEC East champions. And that would be the first time in a long time that has happened. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and looking forward to a conversation with Vince up there about this game coming up tomorrow afternoon.
Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Are you alive on this Friday? I mean, this is kind of a
Are you alive?
big sports weekend. Let's
Yes.
go. I mean, come on. Let's talk sports. Hello?
Plenty out there.
This is a great time of year.
It is.
It is a great time of year.
Got everything in season right now.
Everything is rolling along. By the way, Stroh's got it done last night.
They did.
Exciting win. 3-2 over the Phillies. Now heading back to Houston for Game 6 tomorrow night.
I think they finish it tomorrow.
You think so?
I do. I think they finish it tomorrow. I think the energy in the building, and the whole scandal that happened with them a few years ago has been sort of a burden on their back for a little while. I think they are looking forward to putting that behind them and getting this win outright, and being world champions. And I think they're going to get it done tomorrow. And what a career for Dusty Baker if that happens, and he's able to get this win and become and get that World Series ring.
That's the only thing he's missing on his resume.
Boy.
That's it. He's made plenty of World Series appearances, just hasn't been able to get it done.
He is walking baseball history.
Yep.
I mean,
Hall of Fame manager.
All the way back.
Hall of Fame manager.
From the playing days,
Yep.
all the way through being. You're right. He's a Hall of Fame manager, but even just the teams he played on, and the guys he played against. Few people have the library of access of having seen as much as Dusty Baker has seen in Major League Baseball right now. He has seen so much. So if he's able to get this ring, it's quite a career for him. Really, it's quite a career already, but it's the crown jewel to an amazing career.
I will say this. I was wondering, I was asking this question because we had the big long break before the World Series would start. Does anybody care, right?
Yeah.
So far, the ratings show people care.
Yeah, numbers have been good.
Numbers have been good.
Numbers have been good here locally for us. We get the numbers all the time.
Where do you watch the game?
Over at Fox 17.
Oh, Fox 17?
Fox 17.
Okay. Yeah.
WZTV in Nashville.
Yeah.
Find us
the
there.
numbers have been good.
Yeah.
So people do care. Although I've talked to a lot of Braves fans and I don't care. Braves are out.
Well, the Braves can take their ring and be happy. They've got the ring and got your banner and everything's good. Be happy for other people. There's nothing wrong with that.
They did show up this year when they gave out the fake rings.
I thought you would say pretzels.
No. Have you gotten your pretzels yet?
We're not talking about pretzels.
No? Did you get them yet?
No, I don't think you
Nope.
did.
No.
Okay.
Still.
Well,
I keep ringing.
Keep ringing the bell.
No one's coming to.
Yeah.
What is it? What's my seat number?
D3.
D3.
I don't think
We've been talking about you the whole time.
I don't think anybody's coming.
D3 guy. Let's
I don't think
spike
anybody's
his
going.
drink. Let's do something.
I don't think anybody's coming down there.
No.
I just don't.
I think
don't think anybody's
we're
coming.
completely ignoring D3.
Yeah,
Yes, you
is
are.
where that's going to go.
By the way, Verlander, first World Series win. What?
I know.
We was 0-6 prior to that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We talked about it yesterday.
There's another
He pitched
guy
well.
looking to add a ring
Yep.
to a Hall of Fame career. I think it's just meant to be there in Houston, and the Phillies are a nice story, but I think this was just bound to happen at this point now for the Astros.
So we'll see. Can they finish it off tomorrow night?
What's crazy about no one was really talking about? You had two teams, same two teams in different leagues playing last night. Philly and Houston in NFL, and Houston, Philly in the World Series.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that, right? I don't think there's anything that...
It's a little unusual.
Yeah.
But there it was.
I know Thursday Night Football just started just a few years ago, but I don't think we've ever seen two teams from the same city play on the same night. One in a championship, space compared to just a regular season game.
Well, the good news is, you could just tell the Texans fans were... Those football fans didn't care about the World Series. Those 700 people that were there for that game last night, they were diehard Texans fans.
Ready to go.
Did you look at that?
With the red gloss.
You could have thrown grenades in the stands and not hurt anyone.
Wow.
There was no one around. Is that too graphic?
I wasn't quite ready for that.
I'm just trying to...
But okay, I guess that's true.
He's right.
I guess that's true.
There were sections available.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, there was guys from Philadelphia, like Philadelphia fans. They
I saw them.
You saw they had the little iPads, whatever, watching the Eagles game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
While they're in the stands at the World Series.
Oh, yeah. Well, there were plenty of Eagles fans. There may have been more Eagles fans down there last night. For them. So it's not. But can you blame the Houston Texans fan base?
No,
for not going out there and watching that or supporting that.
Justin, I am a proponent, and I've said this to fans for a long time. Like the whole garbage when you hear diehard fans like. You support the team through thick and thin no matter what. No, that's baloney. No. Take off your glasses. No. You know what? You have the right to send a message to a franchise that's being run poorly. You have the right to say, you suck at your job. You need to be better at your job because we pay you a lot of money to support this organization. Be better at your job, and until you get your stuff together, no. It's not our job to support you no matter through thick and thin. No. Yeah. Now, can you have good organizations like the Packers are having a bad season?
They are.
There's no reason for their fans to use that, right?
No.
Like you don't get to say that when you've gone 13-3 the last 4 seasons in a row.
Because they've given them a bunch of good
you've given them a whole lot of good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the traditional doormats.
Yeah.
The teams that year in and year out basically have no chance. No, you don't support them no matter what. You tell the front office and you tell the higher-ups and the ownership group, you stink at what you do.
Well,
hire better people or get better at what you do. We're not coming until you do that.
What's interesting about the Texans is they seem to have a meltdown for almost no reason. I understand... I understand the Deshaun Watson thing got away from him, and they traded DeAndre. There was just a whole bunch of stuff that happened very quickly. This is a team that was in not the AFC Championship game, but the divisional game, right? A couple years ago. Yeah, actually, it may have been. No, it was the divisional game. That same year, as a matter of fact, the same year the Titans, I believe, made that run to the AFC Championship game. The Houston Texans were the team that the Chiefs beat to get to the AFC Championship game that same year. And they were up big in that game. Of course, Patrick Mahomes did the Patrick Mahomes thing, and, they were back in business. But the Texans, not too long ago, were, a franchise that was on the verge of being one of the best teams in football. And all of a sudden, the bottom just drops out here. Yeah, it got ugly real fast.
Well, yeah.
And I don't know if fans were ready to see it.
The guy's name was Bill. Okay,
Yeah,
Bill screwed it all up.
Yeah.
Like, don't make him general manager and head coach.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's just like a lack of institutional control in the NFL. There's, I know there's no such thing there, but it just all fell apart so fast.
And that Easterby guy that everybody was ripping on too, apparently, he didn't know what the heck he was doing either. Jack Easterby, and they got rid of him too.
Yeah.
Again, that's poorly run.
Good for the fans of Houston. They're getting this championship on the verge of it anyway from the Astros, because what they've seen from the Texans and from the Rockets over the last few years here has just not been good. It's been rather painful down there in the Lone Star State.
Back to wrap up the first hour next year on WNSR.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big, bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-340-1040. 800-340-1040. 800-340-1040. Again, that's 800-340-1040. Paid for by the Tax Doctor.
If you need a staycation or planning a trip to Music City, stay at Bento Living Chestnut Hill. Voted the best boutique hotel in the city by the Nashville Scene. Bento Living is located on the edge of bustling downtown and boasts on-site dining, shopping, live entertainment on the rooftop, and free fitness classes. Come experience Nashville like a local. Visit BentoChestnutHill.com to book your Music City vacation today.
Hey, it's Sammy Kincaid, host of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. Every Saturday morning from 9 to 10, listen in as I highlight women in sports from high school to the pros, athletes and administrators. And you know what? Let's talk some ball with women covering the game across the country. Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid is every Saturday morning. Listen in on Nashville Sports Radio from 9 to 10 a.m.
We're going to head east. Coming up to kick off the second hour of our man Vince Ferrara. Woo! Tomorrow at 2:30. Man, they're going to get it on.
Could be a little noise coming from Athens.
The Dogs and the Vols.
Big things being decided there. Big things being decided.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that. I would say it's fair to say the winner's going to the college football playoffs?
I don't know about that there.
Why?
I mean, why? It's for the reasons that we talked about yesterday. Because if they only allow one SEC team in,
they're not going to allow just one.
Well, they don't have
one.
To. If they allow only one SEC team in,
three teams in the top 5, and you think they're going to allow one.
Why are you looking at the standings for today as if that's going to be the standing coming up here when the selection is made? You know good and well that a couple of those teams are going to lose because they play each other.
Well, not the
so
SEC
they're going to
teams.
drop.
Okay, so after Georgia, Missouri and Knoxville.
Yeah, no.
You think
that's not what I'm saying.
That's South Carolina and
don't talk
Vanderbilt.
to me. Don't talk to me about all that. That's not what I'm saying. And you
yes, it is what you're saying.
No.
Yes,
no. That's not it.
That's leaving 11-1 Tennessee team out.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're going to leave the 11-1. Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
If the Big 12 team, if TCU remains undefeated, the decision is going to have to be made between the one-loss SEC team and the undefeated Big 12 team.
Yeah, boy, that's going to create.
This is what and that's what I'm saying. So yeah, tomorrow's winner puts themselves in the driver's seat for sure, but no, it doesn't guarantee a berth in the college football playoff. The only thing that's going to guarantee a berth in the college football playoff for them is if TCU messes around and loses, which they very well could do.
Is Clemson still undefeated?
Who?
Clemson.
Yeah.
So where are they in these talks? I mean, it's all been TCU the last, few days?
I'm assuming.
Aren't they fifth right now?
I'm assuming it's going to be Clemson.
Clemson's 4.
Yeah.
Clemson's 4, okay.
It's going to be the winner of Michigan, Ohio State, Clemson, the SEC championship winner, and then the fourth spot is, TBA.
Clemson ends the season against South Carolina. They play Miami, Louisville, and they're at Notre Dame this week. So, yeah.
They could stumble against one of those. They could. And if they do, boy, that opens up a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're toast. A one-loss Clemson team is not getting in.
Yeah.
They're out.
Yeah.
They have to run the table.
And now what you're talking about is going to happen for sure. Where the extra SET team is going to have a lot to say about getting in for sure.
Let's get the vibe of Knoxville with Vince Ferrara next.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Alexis Christoforous. Tom Barrack, former President Trump's inaugural committee chair, has been acquitted on all charges at a federal trial, where he was accused of using personal access to the former president to secretly promote interests of the United Arab Emirates, speaking outside the federal courthouse in Brooklyn.
I'm humbled. The system is amazing. The people are amazing. I have no hostility.
A jury took 3 days to find Barrack not guilty. 2 people dead after a shooting at a giant supermarket in Maryland's Prince George County. The mayor says a woman tried to shoplift an item, was confronted by a security guard. She pulled a gun, the guard returning fire, both dead. The Pentagon announcing a new $400 million in security assistance to Ukraine, money to go toward purchasing and refurbishing Soviet-era tanks that belong to the Czech Republic. This is ABC News.
And Doug. Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today and get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed. When you place your first $5 bet, that's a free bet back. Your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with the promo code WNSR. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. With live betting, you'll get updated odds on games that have already started. It's super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets. Win or lose with the promo code WNSR. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years of age or older and present here in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawable. Free bets that expire in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios. Just a bit outside. Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now on the Cure Hotline at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty there.
Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour on this Friday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a great day. I think tomorrow is supposed to be rainy.
Yeah,
a lot.
For part of the day, yeah. Yeah, that is correct.
What part?
We understand it's supposed to be a morning rain tomorrow.
Morning rain.
Yes,
okay.
That is my understanding of.
So if you have morning plans,
yeah,
just know that.
Yeah, could be a little sprinkly out there tomorrow morning.
Back here on the McFarland Show, Darren and Justin here with you. Ray Dosky is in the room as well. Let's head east. Let's go to Knoxville. Vince Ferrara is standing by. 99.1, the sports animal there in Knoxville. Vince, give us the vibe 24 hours out. Just under 24 hours out from kickoff down in Athens, Georgia, tomorrow afternoon. Is it a nervous vibe? Is it a confident vibe?
I would say it's never 100%. We've talked about this for whatever question you have about the fan base. Not many things are 100%.
What, they're not on the same page singing Kumbaya? No?
all political backgrounds together on this one in Big Orange Country. But I would say there's more on the confidence side of the line in the middle versus the nervous, but there's still some on the other side, and maybe there's kind of those that are hop skipping on both sides, depending on minute to minute what they hear from any of us talking about it, or VFL, or maybe their nerves go down if they hear more about Georgia injury, or another analyst talks about how they like Georgia to win the game. So I think there's some in the middle that are wavering, and there's some on the nervous side. I think there's more on the confident side, and all of it, I've said this before, is so unique, and that's just the best way I can describe it. It's not anything I've seen before, and I'm all for whatever fans want to feel. If they want to be nervous, I understand it. You know what? It's part of the process. You're even in the mix right now. So the nerves, it's part of the ride. So that's okay. If you're confident, that's part of the ride. That's okay. Might be a little farther to fall afterwards, but you know what? Better that than to not enjoy it during the process. So, I don't... the fans, to me, they get a total free pass. And look, there's plenty of them that are pumping their chest, social media, fighting with the Georgia fans, and getting upset about any little thing that anyone says, or you doubted us, or look at this clown, analyst, or whatever. So there's plenty of those folks that are out there too. But I think for the most part, fans feel like they got a shot, which is just wild to think about, considering where we were.
Hello, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Hi. Vince, how is it perceived when a host on your station says, what's the big deal about playing in between the hedges? It's not a big deal. It's actually kind of quiet there. How were those comments taken?
I think plenty of people are again, not 100%. I think plenty of people are like, yeah, see.
Yeah, that's my boy. It's my boy, Eric. It's my boy.
A lot of fans, they want to hear what's positive.
Sure.
And so yeah, I think that excited people because Eric has that unique perspective of having not only been there but played in that atmosphere. So yeah, if that's how he feels, then that's real life experience in football.
Then Josh Heupel went, "What in the world did you just say, Eric? What? Why would you say that?"
Mike Griffin, Darren, as we both know, Mike Griffin.
He came on the show this week. By the way, he was going on. He came on with us, and then he was going on your station next.
That is correct.
Well, he's been here all week, and he asked Josh Heupel, I don't know if you heard this yesterday, heard about it, he was starting to ask Josh Heupel about what Eric Ainge had to say. And Heupel interrupted him and said, "Wow, that's a pretty bright shade of red you're wearing today."
Oh.
And it was vintage Georgia red that he happened to be wearing. So I think, obviously he answered it right. He's like, look, it's going to be a great atmosphere. Sometimes we've, during my time here, sometimes we've handled it great. Other times we haven't as much, but that's been on us. But I thought that he's been pretty loose this week and pretty confident for him to kind of joke back and crack back like that. So I think he handled it. I think he handled it just fine. And it has been a topic. And I'll say one other thing about just something to consider is Georgia. I'm not sure that Georgia was what they are now back then. When Eric played, I'd have to go back and check those teams, but
they probably weren't near as good.
Not to this level.
No.
Yeah, and it's a 1 versus 3. I'm not sure if that has happened in Athens, and so I think maybe if that wasn't the most intimidating in comparison to some other venues, this situation I think probably elevates in the here and now what Tennessee will experience. But I'll say this, and I asked Jabari Small about this in the Ball Network pregame interview I did with him. I asked him, what does your offense help you in dealing with that atmosphere? And he said, well, you know what, I never really thought of it, but I think probably so, because we're going so fast. We know what we're doing. We're not really locked into that or thinking about that. Jalen Hyatt has talked about home or away, how he kind of blacks out. He's thinking about the defense, not listening to the crowd or any of that kind of stuff. And that Hooker's as poised as it gets. The defenses are the ones that are scrambling to communicate and all that. So, and it's going to be loud. They're going to be trying to be loud to slow down the offense. But their defense has a hard time communicating with the pace anyway, and now they're going to have to do it when it's crazy loud, trying to impact the offense. So I don't think this team is going to be fazed by that, honestly. Obviously, if they get on the wrong end of, a 3-score game and they're playing uphill, and that might be a little bit different. But we haven't seen them in that situation, and I don't think the crowd will faze them. I think Georgia's ability is the best chance that they have to win this game, not necessarily impacted by the crowd.
Well, it didn't bother them in Baton Rouge, that's for sure. I know that.
No. Yeah. It was an early start. People brought that up. It wasn't prime night game for LSU, but I don't know that LSU at that time in that game beats Tennessee regardless of when that game is played.
Justin, this is a big studio, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, so we've got room to stretch out in here.
Yeah, man.
And, we got we got plenty of room in here.
Yeah.
Justin about came out of his leather chair over there and bristled a little bit when I said,
what happened?
The winner of this game has almost punched their ticket into the college football playoffs. He seemed to really bristle at that. How do you feel when I say that?
I agree.
Oh.
And the reason is because I don't think either one of these two teams, whoever, or I don't think either one of them, win or lose, is going to lose after this. Tennessee certainly hasn't played down to their competition. They have 3 lesser opponents coming up in Missouri, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. Granted, the last 2 are on the road, but Tennessee will be heavy favorites in those games. So I don't think they'll lose, and I don't think Georgia will lose either. So then it comes down to the winner going to the SEC championship game undefeated. Okay. Well,
so let me play out what his scenario. So this is, I know where he's going with this, because this is, and honestly, Vince, there's a part of me that wants this to happen just because it'll create total madness and chaos. So let's just say Clemson's schedule, which is pretty weak, but they could stumble. They could, but let's say they don't, okay? We're going to play the best case scenario, which will actually be the worst case scenario for the committee. Clemson's going to finish it out undefeated. TCU's going to finish it out undefeated. And Big Ten champ is going to finish it out undefeated, Ohio State or Michigan. You have 3 undefeated. So I think that's what Justin is playing out in his head. Then what does the committee do? Because I would love to see – well, no, I would not love for them because I think then how do you leave out 2 SEC teams named Tennessee, Georgia, or Alabama? 2 of those 3.
All right, couple things on this.
Okay.
One is they supposedly have an emphasis on conference champions. Okay, so that is to Justin's side of the argument. So if that's the case, and you have undefeated conference champions, which I agree that'd be difficult to leave out, an undefeated conference champion, then the arrows would point in that direction. But the strength of schedule, I think, there's going to be such a big gap, especially if that one-loss team is a Tennessee, who has the best resume to this point, and to me, it's not even close. That's why they ended up being number 1 in the rankings. So that their strength of schedule, because they say that also matters, then that I think would favor them over, especially a TCU, who we saw them not think as highly of now. Now, here's the caveat to all this: is week to week, they're kind of like the NCAA basketball tournament. Their criteria changes, and it may apply to one circumstance but not another. So,
Justin, who did TCU play?
What do you mean, who did TCU play?
Give me one of their games. Who'd they play?
I would assume you're talking about the team they played in their schedule. Was it Tarrington State?
You can't even say it.
I can't.
I've said it 100 times on the show.
And I still can't remember.
Still can't even name.
Can't get it straight.
Exactly.
Can't get it straight.
Tarleton.
Tarzan State.
No, it's not Tarzan. Tarleton State University. The Texans.
Exactly.
The Texans in purple. Down there in Stevensville, Texas, Vince, as one of the teams that they have beat this year.
Here's the problem.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say, here's a problem with TCU's resume. That if you go by when they were ranked, when TCU beat them, then TCU would have probably the second best resume than anyone else. Problem is, Oklahoma, Kansas, those teams are not what they were. Now, Kansas State helps them. Oklahoma State is still ranked. They have an opportunity with Texas. Baylor is not what they were supposed to be.
But do they?
So,
Texas, if they lose this weekend, will be a 4-loss team when they play them.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And again, not a top 25.
No.
So there's a lot of slightly above average to mediocre in the Big 12. So, and the committee also pointed to all the points that they've been giving up. So, here is my final point on the debate: is the reason why I think Tennessee, whoever wins this game, will probably punch their ticket, is because I think one or both of TCU and Clemson is going to lose. I think TCU is the more likely of them. So if I'm projecting ahead, just like I'm projecting that Tennessee won't lose or Georgia won't lose, whoever wins this game after this game, I also project that there won't be that scenario that TCU would lose. So that's why I think it and again, you never know, but I think there's a great chance that the winner of this game will be in, even if they were to lose the SEC title game. But look, this plays out so often. Like the committee, where you talk about chaos and all this, and the committee ends up getting, bailed out at the end. Some of these teams are going to lose with the pressure and the stakes.
Here's what we think about events, and I understand, and the points you're bringing up are well taken and factual and of sound mind, sir. No question about it. all I'm saying is this: if you pass up an undefeated TCU team for a one-loss SEC team, what you're basically saying is that the Big 12 team and the Big 12 conference essentially was ineligible to win the national championship this year because of we just don't think you guys are as good. Even if you're undefeated, you won all your games, it doesn't matter. We just don't think your guys' brand of football is as good as these other guys. And because of that, even though you've won all your games, which is all we can really ask any team to do, as a result, you guys are just simply ineligible to win the national championship, even though you're a quote-unquote Power 5 conference. And that is my bigger issue is there has to be, I would think, a path for some of these other conferences if they're going to call themselves Power 5. And I know Power 5 is something that we made up, not them. But there should be a path for the national championship if you win all your games in one of these conferences.
Well, I'll say this as a rebuttal to that. Ineligible means that they have no chance regardless. I think the fact that a lot of these teams have been disappointing in the Big 12 and TCU has given up a bunch of points and had to come from behind, I think those are factors in putting them in that situation where they could get left out. Not the fact that it was biased against the Big 12. It's the way the season played out with all these teams, including TCU. So I don't think they were ineligible. I think it's just the Big 12's fault with the way this season has played out because a number of their teams have been disappointing.
Fair enough, sir. I mean, and trust me, if it goes down that way, we'll have plenty of time to go back and forth about it some more when it gets to that point. I want to ask you about something else and I'm very curious. Has this game sucked up all the oxygen to the point to where you're really not looking around to the other things in the SEC, like the coaching situation down there at Auburn, and who could possibly, end up taking that job, or any of the other headlines that have been, happening across the college football world? Has this game kind of sucked up everything and all the attention over there?
I wouldn't say so, because then there's always the worry of, is someone going to go steal Josh Heupel? So you're always paying attention to those other jobs and what's going on, because fans want Tennessee to re-up Josh Heupel. And it's crazy because typically after year one or year two of a coaching tenure at Tennessee, and Tennessee's throwing long-term contracts and money and all that stuff, fans are like, whoa, do we really have to do this right now? Can't we just let this play out a little bit? Not now. They want to lock up Josh Heupel, and then there's the NFL, there's other gigs. I personally would be surprised if he was to go anywhere, but that doesn't mean others won't be interested, and Tennessee will just have to respond, and it'll get him more money. He's going to get something in the offseason with the way the season has gone and the incredible turnaround job he has had here. You got to think about it. Over like maybe a year's time and 2 recruiting cycles or off-season cycles, had over 40 players leave the program.
Yeah.
And he came in here and he did not act like Jeremy Pruitt, that he had to get his own players to compete and it's going to be a long time. He didn't put any parameters or dates on it. He came in here and welcomed and embraced, and the players that were here asked for their feedback, made them feel loved and appreciated, and thus he's developed them. A lot of players that were already here, he's added some, of course, but that foundation helped set this up just brilliant. And you hear him talk, just a lot of common sense from him, and not the coach speak BS and or the press conference persona that we used to see under Butch and all that. He just has common sense. He's not telling trade secrets, as no coach does, but I think he uses common sense and he connects with his players because of that. So there is a little bit of an eye on what else is going on, but the total concentration is how is Tennessee going to win this game, the matchups, the college football playoff has been a big topic. So anything connected to it is still on the radar.
All right, how's it end? Who wins?
I'm going with Tennessee. I just don't see anyone being able to get enough stops against Tennessee's offense. The conflict they put you in space and tempo, in the athletes and the options, the way they're able to dictate matchups, how they always have new wrinkles. And I've asked players, and even Josh Heupel and then the assistant coach has been asked this too, the comparisons to Alabama. They say the players, the athletes, how fundamentally sound they are a lot like Alabama, very comparable, but there are some schematic differences. And look, if any mind in college football is going to have some sort of answer, would be Kirby Smart. So that kind of chess match of Kirby trying to figure out Tennessee is really intriguing. I just don't see that happening enough. Georgia's given up some open receivers. Florida couldn't hit open receivers last week. And I think Tennessee can get enough stops, just a couple. They've been better on third down. They lead the SEC in interceptions and turnovers. And they've been better in red zone defense also. So those are three things they had to be better in. They're coming off their best game defensively. They're the healthiest they've been all year. Georgia doesn't have Nolan Smith, their leader on defense that passed up the draft to come back. They're going to be super talented. Maybe some new guys emerge, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be really high scoring. I don't think Tennessee will be fazed by the atmosphere. I like Tennessee to win a close game.
Vinny, we'll have plenty to talk about on Monday. Thank you so much for the visit. Enjoy the game like we will, and we'll talk on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, sounds good. You guys do the same. Always fun to join you. Appreciate it.
Vince Ferrara, 99.1, the sports animal in Knoxville. He just called it Tennessee beats Georgia. That line is down to 8. It started off at 11.5. It's down to 8. He just said the Vols get it done. We'll come back. We're wide open the rest of the way. Cure Hotline open as well. 615-844-5600. Give us a call here on the McFarland Show. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Douglas is a real Prevagen user and paid testimonialist.
My name is Douglas. I'm 79 and I live in Chicago. I'm a writer, director. I used to be a marathon runner. Now I'm a walker. And the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. Memory became a factor. As everyone gets older, where did I put my keys? But I had to get help to stay competitive. I happened across Prevagen, and I started taking it. I saw myself having an improved memory, which at the same time, I felt better about myself. I could not be doing what I'm doing today had it not been for Prevagen.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life. Prevagen is available in stores everywhere. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
NFL Plus is here, which means no matter where you are, this is how you football. You can stream live, local, and primetime regular season games on your phone or tablet, 45-minute game replays, and more. That's how you do it right there. This is the NFL for every fan. This is football freedom. This is your game on the go. Wherever you are, this is how you football. Go to plus.nfl.com/radio and start your free trial of NFL Plus today. Terms and conditions apply.
Whether it's getting your day started with a clear mind, taking the edge off after a busy day, or hitting the reset button at night, Cure helps us be our most productive selves. Completely organic and free of THC, pesticides, and heavy metals, Cure focuses on specific need states with great-tasting CBD products designed to help you focus, chill, and sleep. And that is exactly what the Cure brand products are named. Focus, chill, and sleep. Now available at select MAPCO locations. Visit thecurebrand.com to learn more and follow them on social media.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on the Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and Christopher Bell had to win and did. He is racing in the Championship 4 at Phoenix this weekend. But everybody's talking about how Ross Chastain rode the wall to beat Denny Hamlin at the line. Up next is the final race of the 2022 NASCAR season. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver interviews, stats, and info every single weekday. Wow, right here.
Back here on the McFarland Show on this Friday afternoon. Darren and Justin here with you. Game 5 of the World Series last night on Fox 17.
Yes, sir. Great station.
But nationally, yes. Almost 13 million viewers last night. 12.76 to be exact. Million people tuned in. Phillies Astros nationally.
Not
Eagles Texans on Amazon Prime.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
You want to know how many viewers? Take a guess.
How many viewers on
Take a
Amazon
stab.
Prime?
Yeah.
Let's go 10. 10 mil.
7.85 million.
Yeah. You know.
Remember when they said it doesn't matter what game you put on or where you put it in the NFL? They'll watch no matter what?
Well, that ain't true.
That's not true. That's not true. I just told you that's not true.
Yeah,
By almost double.
Yeah.
The World Series almost doubled the Eagles-Texans game last night on Amazon.
Well, it is the Eagles-Texans. After
No, but I'm saying
But I know it's the NFL.
They have been telling us it doesn't matter what game it is, doesn't matter where it is. It'll always be the biggest draw.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that that Major League Baseball removed themselves from Sunday and just conceded the whole day to the NFL.
Well, they should, because that's Sunday regular season games.
Yeah.
And they got destroyed on ESPN. And they weren't drawing flies on ESPN either. Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah. You know, that wasn't that long
But
ago.
this
at
is
all.
the World Series. So a little bit different animal. A little bit.
You would think.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to point, because there are people who's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what game it is. It's NFL. Doesn't matter what channel. It'll be top dog. Well, actually, not according to the ratings last night. TV ratings differ. Beg to differ. Let's go to the Cure Hotline. And let's go out to Nolensville. Tony is standing by.
Tony.
Good afternoon, guys.
What's up?
Darren, remember just about a week ago, week and a half, everybody was saying there was not going to be no interest in this World Series, and that only the baseball purist and those type of fans would be watching it, but no casual fans.
I remember that conversation.
Somebody missed that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us watching it.
I'm raising my hand. If you're watching, I'm raising my hand. I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure the country cared.
I've been watching it. Talking about Vince right there, the interview, that was a great interview, but he was incorrect on something. He said Tennessee will have 3 games left, and 2 of them were on the road. That's incorrect. 2 of them are at home.
All right.
1 in Knoxville and 1 in Nashville.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh boy, I see what you did there.
So let's be real. Let's be real.
You poked,
and y'all know I'm telling the truth.
You poked something, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Yeah. He misspoke. I was hoping to correct you. I said, boy, I'd love to get in there right there and say, no, buddy, you're wrong. We know what's going to happen out here on West End.
If you're being real, we try to be real on this show. You're factually correct. Yes, there will be more Tennessee fans than Vanderbilt fans there. Yes.
Absolutely, especially being the 12th game of the season and what's on the line for both. So,
if they're undefeated, I'm not sure there'll be a Vanderbilt fan in the stadium.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know. I think I know 2 or 3 that'd be crazy enough to go out there and put themselves in harm's way.
But they may concede and just say, I'll take $400 for my ticket. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what they should be doing.
It's the business. Dollars and cents.
The thing in the game, guys, the anticipation's got to be, it's as great right now as Darren, as your pick was yesterday, waiting for Watson and George to pick. So the anticipation of the game, I think, is that thick. But the game's going to be won in the trenches. It's where it's going to be won. That and your turnovers. But your trenches, if Hooker has time to get back there and set up, pick his receivers out, he's going to pick them apart. But with a pass rush, as we've always known, a good pass coverage defense is from a good pass rush. And if you're getting back there and hitting him 2 or 3 times, they get a couple of turnovers, talking about Georgia, and you eliminate the mistakes. Let's be honest. Alabama went to Knoxville, 17 penalties.
Yep.
And still in sense, could have won the game, had the game, in essence, won. In Knoxville, 17 penalties. Tennessee, this time, is in Athens against a team that only commits 8 penalties a game. They're not going to be creating or making 17 penalties, and the crowd noise is going to be a lot different than it is in Knoxville, because this time it's going to be the red and black crowd.
Oh, you disagree with Eric Ainge?
Say that again.
You disagree with Eric Ainge? He said it's not really that difficult of a place to play. It's not that loud.
He has a problem with that too. I mean, that's somebody. Somebody needs to wake him up and remind him what he's going to be facing.
Well,
Georgia, he's not going to be facing.
Georgia was a little bit different of a program back then when he played.
Oh, absolutely.
Georgia was not at the level they are today back when he played against them.
That's true. That is true. But,
by the way, I will say this, Tony. The weakness for Georgia on defense has been getting to the quarterback. They have been very weak. They have not gotten to the quarterback this year at all.
And that's where they're going to have to mix in either, not every play, you're going to have to blitz off the corner, bring a red dog blitz up the middle. Something you're going to have to bring something, do something different. You know what I'm saying, Darren? Don't change what you're doing. You're going to get the same results.
Yep.
So that they're going to have to do something. It's going to be a great game to watch, no doubt about that. But I just think, with that being said, I still, with playing at home, not committing 17 penalties, and having, let's not forget also, all year long, everybody's talking about how great Georgia is, more so than Alabama. Well, here's the game. Here's the game we're waiting for. So
you calling it? Who are you calling? Who's winning?
I'm calling Georgia.
That's what I thought.
38-31.
Okay. I thought that's where you were leaning.
That's where I'm going. 38-31 Dogs. And like I say, once again, Tennessee only has one home game left. One road game. That's at South Carolina. So there we go, guys. Hey,
all right, Tony.
Y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe, and let's enjoy a good weekend of football.
You too.
See ya.
Appreciate the call as always. I will, because I'm going to have margaritas tonight, so I will have.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I read a story, and you have to believe everything on the internet.
No, you don't.
That's what I've been told.
Okay.
This lady I forgot where she lives, she's 101, and she said the secret to her long life has been margaritas.
Margaritas, huh?
And I said, you know what? Young lady, I agree with you.
The internet can't lie.
That's what
except several times. But, other than that, the NFL...
Are you saying this story was not true?
I don't know if the story is true or not. I'm just saying that the internet has not always been truthful.
It's been known to fib.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depending on what you're reading.
So, Vince says Tennessee. Now, let me just say this. I've known Vince for a long time.
Yes.
He's been in Knoxville covering the Vols for a long time. He's been there 11, 12 years now.
Okay.
Vince is very professional. Vince is not some homer. Like, Vince has picked against Tennessee a lot over the years. The point is, if people are listening, you brought some guy in from Knoxville and he picked Tennessee to win. I'm like, duh. Well, yeah. Vince is very good at picking games, and he just calls it like he sees it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I took note when he says that, because I know there's been many, many times when everybody was picking the Vols and he would come on and say, "No, they're not winning," and they wouldn't win.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. The point is, he's not afraid to pick against them at all.
Yeah.
And Tony's saying he's going Georgia. Mm-hmm. I do think if we sat here and polled people, we'd probably be right down the middle. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe being in Nashville, maybe it'd be more Vols. Probably so. But there's also a lot of people that think Georgia ultimately is going to win.
you would think that Georgia has found a way, or maybe has been able to scheme up a way to deal with the matchup problems that Tennessee does create. Tennessee now, and this is what happens, everybody. Tennessee's had a lot of success, but they've also left behind a lot of film. And the longer that coaches have to sit and look at film and try to analyze, the more opportunity they have to try to figure something out. And I'm not saying that, that's what's going to happen this weekend, but I promise you that the coaches from Georgia have looked at that Alabama game quite a bit and looked at what happened in that game and said, this is a game where our athletes match up with their athletes out there on the field for Alabama. And let's find out exactly where they went wrong, and let's see what we can do to deal with that. And I hope Vince is right when he says, well, Tennessee comes up with another wrinkle when that happens. Okay, Kirby Smart is a defensive guy. Am I wrong on that? Is he?
No, he's absolutely.
So, I mean, guys who are defensive-minded, I'm sure they've sat and they've looked and they've looked and they sat and they've looked, and we'll see what they come up with. That's all I can say.
They can do that, but you'd have to admit that's a tough thing in practice to recreate.
It is. The speed and the matchup situation, or the chess match, is very difficult. It's very difficult on a short week. Nick Saban used to, they used to say, if you give Nick Saban 3 weeks, he can beat anybody. Well, that's because he's got 3 weeks to sit and look and analyze and figure it out and go, oh, okay, here it is right here. All we got to do is move the safety over here, and we got him. Without that time, though, it could be tough to break the code. And so we'll see if Georgia's had enough time to break the code or not.
Back to the Cure Hotline. Let's head up to Hendersonville. Bill is up next. Bill, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas. Hope you guys are going to have a nice weekend ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the plan.
Okay. Here's my question. Between these two games, which game will be closer?
I assume you're talking about Titans and Chiefs. Okay.
Titans and Chiefs, or Bills and Jets. And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Okay, Bill.
Titans, Chiefs, Bills, Jets. Which game will be closer?
Huh. Where's the Bills Jets?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to try to think about that. I don't know.
I'll look that up.
That is interesting.
I believe it's in New York.
That's what I was thinking. But I want to
which New York? Which New York? Buffalo, New York, or
I'm glad you caught that.
New Jersey.
I think it's East Rutherford.
East Rutherford, New Jersey.
It is.
Is where the game is. I'm just going to go ahead and say I think the Titans and Chiefs game will be closer, only because I think the Titans' style of play would suggest less possessions for the Chiefs than the matchup that the Jets and Bills will have.
I think Bill is asking because they both are the same line. Bills are giving the Jets, the home team, 11.5. A 5-3 team in the NFL is an 11.5 point underdog at home.
Well,
the Chiefs are obviously favored by 11.5 over a 5-2 Titans team, but Kansas City is the home team.
Well, the Jets are also 1-3 at home.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not been good for them at home for whatever the reason, and that happens. But I would think again the Titans would slow things down with their style of play and play keep away, where I'm not sure if the Jets have the capability or even the game plan to do such a thing.
Okay. My answer is the Jets.
Okay.
They lost last week at home against New England.
Yeah.
They should have beat New England. But Zach Wilson kept throwing the football to the Patriots players instead of the guys in green. They were still in position to win. I think Bill's question was, who will play a closer game? I believe the Jets will play the closer game. In other words, I would take the Jets at an 11.5 before I would take the Titans at an 11.5.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's just my That's my answer. You don't have to agree.
No, it's fine. No, that's fair enough. No, that's fair.
But let's find out who was right. Because I think it's a good question.
It is a good question.
Let's find out on Monday.
Okay.
Who was right? You think you're taking the Titans at 11.5. I'll take the Jets at 11.5.
That's fine by me.
And we'll find out who was right. Maybe we're both right, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, they can't play out that way. It's called a parlay, a 2-team parlay. Titans and Jets plus the points.
Darren's teaching me gambling and hockey. 2 things I'm learning from Darren.
I'm just
that
saying.
I didn't know a lot about when
By
we
the
started
way,
this.
that'd probably pay pretty decent. Not bad if you did it and won it.
With the parlay?
Yeah, with
the
both
double,
teams in this. Obviously,
parlay.
if you're feeling really frisky, and I mean really frisky, you really want good odds?
Mm-hmm.
Throw a little bit down on the Jets and the Titans 2-team parlay money line.
Wow.
Which means they have to win outright.
Wow.
No points.
Wow.
But let me tell you, you get rewarded. Those odds would be very high.
Scary money don't make money.
So put a little scratch down on both of them. They both win. Boy, it'll pay out nice.
Merry Christmas.
Come in here with a nice gold chain on Monday.
Gold chain?
Yeah, I don't know.
He said gold chain.
Yeah, he did. He said gold chain. I was like, gold chain?
No. That's not what you did.
That's what Dan would get.
Why would I wear gold? Why would I wear gold chain? What am I going to do with a gold chain?
I don't know.
You the one who put it on my neck. Why you put a gold chain on my neck?
I said me. I was saying you.
He's rocking silver over there. Maybe a silver chain.
Is it what's in silver or gold?
I have no idea.
Well, for Justin over there, he's rocking the silver, man. The wedding ring, the watch. Come on, man.
Wedding ring and a watch.
Hey, that's
rocking the silver.
Hey, that's bling, man.
Yeah, this is the way bling I can afford. Okay?
Hey,
this is it. This is it.
Silver tooth?
Yeah. No.
How about silver tooth?
No.
What do you think Fox 17 would say if you showed up with silver tooth?
They would say, "What are you doing here?"
He comes in with a grill.
They would say Halloween was last week, is what they would say. No, we're not doing that.
They would do the...
Yeah, there we go.
Try again.
Did you have an accident that you need to inform us about?
All right, we'll step away. More of the McFarland Show on the other side.
Nashville's first curling venue is here at T-Line Nashville. Come check out T-Line Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here.
Are you in trouble with the IRS? Detaxify is the trusted tax relief solution that has an A+ rating with the BBB, 5-star rating from Google, and specializes in the IRS Fresh Start program.
If you have years of unfiled back tax returns or owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, the government has the power to garnish your wages, freeze your bank account, and in some cases, they can now revoke your passport. This is John Zandy, president of Detaxify. Detaxify specializes in the Fresh Start program, where we help struggling taxpayers get out of collections or settle their tax debt. If you're being audited or dealing with threatening letters from the government, you may need professional tax relief representation. My team at Detaxify can stop the tax collectors and stop the threatening letters from the IRS or state. Call me now for a free consultation.
Call now, 800-601-7780. That's 800-601-7780. Detaxify offers a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Call now, 800-601-7780. 800-601-7780.
Tired of the same old company holiday party and looking to reward your team with a fun night out? What about something different for a birthday party or group gathering? Hello, this is Philip Cox with Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, and we specialize in group events no matter the size at our Tusculum, Donaldson, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Hendersonville locations. Plus, Hendersonville and Murfreesboro offer enhanced entertainment options with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. 'Tis the season to have fun with family, friends, and business associates, and there's no better place to do it than at Strike and Spare Family Fun Center. Visit strikeandspare.com to learn about the group outing option. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join Joe Fisher and me for the Mid-State Checkdown High School Game of the Week Friday night, presented by Tim Leeper Roofing, with a Class 6A first-round playoff match between the Riverdale Warriors and host Lebanon Blue Devils. Our prep football playoffs coverage presented by Tim Leeper Roofing begins with a pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. And then after the game, the scoreboard show with Bruno Reagan and Ray Dosky. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WNSR.com, and the station app. That's Riverdale at Lebanon in the Class 6A playoffs Friday night, right here on Nashville Sports Radio.
The McFarland Show, Sports Radio 560 WNSR. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin McFarland. Darren McFarland here with me as well. Ray Dosky, of course, joining us as well, as we are here with you each and every afternoon, 2 to 4, right here on Nashville Sports Radio. The afternoon stretch coming up in the next few minutes. We have been talking, obviously, a lot about football over the past couple of hours, and we've been talking a lot about especially Tennessee taking on Georgia and the Titans taking on Kansas City. But, of course, that's not the only football happening across the Mid-State here this weekend. So just so everyone is included here, I want to mention a couple of other games. Obviously, Vanderbilt hosting South Carolina over there in West End. Coming up here this weekend. South Carolina is a favorite in that game by around a touchdown or so in that particular matchup there. Vanderbilt still looking for their first conference win of the year, and their first conference win for Clark Lee, the new head coach, or the second-year head coach for Vanderbilt over there on West End. Meanwhile, MTSU, the Blue Raiders, they're getting set to take on Louisiana Tech. That game is tomorrow afternoon. MTSU coming in at 4-4. Louisiana Tech coming in at 2-6. And to round it out very quickly, UT Martin. I'm sorry, I've gotten that game mixed up. Here we go. Tennessee State. Tennessee State getting set for their football contest this weekend, I believe. We get this correct schedule up here. UT Martin is next weekend. They've got SEMO tomorrow afternoon. Southeast Missouri is who they've got tomorrow afternoon for the TSU Tigers, who are coming off a disappointing loss to Murray State. I mean, Murray State hadn't won a game, and TSU dropped it to them. So there's some of the other mid-state action happening beyond the Vols and beyond the Titans. Now, speaking of your Tennessee Titans.
It's Friday, man. Everybody's in a good mood on Fridays, right?
Well, depends on who you are.
Oh, okay. Well,
some people are.
I said everybody. But
some people are feeling a little stress.
Mm.
Some people are feeling the anticipation of a weekend of work coming up, and one of those people would include Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. He spent some time talking to the media this afternoon over at St. Thomas Sports Park. They asked him in particular about the availability of Ryan Tannehill, and here is what the coach had to say.
This week. Started his return to play. Yeah. Don't anticipate him being brought up.
You said do not. I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
Do not.
Is it reasonable to expect more from Malik if he winds up being the guy?
I don't know what that means. We're just going to try to find a way to win the game.
Means hitting open receivers, things like that in the past.
Yep, trying to improve, just like everybody else. You can continue to put it on one guy. I'm going to put it on the entire team. It's my job to make sure. Don't interrupt me. It's my job to make sure that we improve each week, and Malik and Ben and Derek and Kevin and Jeff are all part of that.
How is the week going for Malik as far as practice?
So there it is. That's Titans head coach.
I wanted more.
Titans head coach Mike Vrabel.
Did he calm down after that? No.
The clip is limited.
I will say this. I don't have analytics to back it up. It's just my gut feeling of listening to Mike Vrabel pressers or media interaction throughout courses of the weeks of seasons since he's been here.
There's a track record.
I feel like when he's like this, they actually play well.
I don't know about he was pretty on edge before New England last year, and that did not go well for them. I think sometimes he can see the storm clouds gathering and, is trying to figure out how to stop it before it gets here, is what I think sometimes.
Okay.
So
I feel like when he's on edge, they've had success. But again, I have no analytics to back it up. I don't have his record when he is edgy or testy the week before a game, and what did they do?
Yeah.
As opposed, so I don't know. But it just, the gut feeling is, I feel like more times than not when he's like that, they've gone out and they've played well.
Okay, well.
But we'll see.
He told the reporter there not to interrupt him.
Yeah,
so
he sure did.
Made sure he let that reporter know, listen, I wasn't done talking, sir. I need to get to the end of my sentence if you don't mind.
Well, there's no way he's going to single out a player, right?
Well,
you're trying to single out a player with him, right?
I mean,
he's not going to let you go down that road.
If you want to ask him that question, then whatever happens to you happens to you at this point. I mean, it's just saying.
All right, we'll step aside, come back, and wrap up the week and Friday's edition of the McFarland Show next.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
We're going to get into our routine with Daily Tennessee Jackpot. You got $1? Let's have some fun with it. Let's get those numbers going. How many are we picking? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Let's go. All of us Tennesseans are having fun now. Let's play and play.
Work out a win with drawings every day when you play Daily Tennessee Jackpot. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
You know what the Mets stand for?
Metropolitan.
Yeah, that one.
Metropolitan is a flavor of ice cream, right?
Neapolitan.
Oh, okay.
Was that real?
I mean, half and half.
Oh, man. You talk about throwing me off complete. My equator is gone.
The afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
All right, let's run through the games. Make our predictions. What? In excess, man.
No
right?
problem. No, it's
in excess. Yeah.
You're just, you couldn't.
Michael Hutchison.
You couldn't seem to find the microphone for a
rest in
second
peace.
there, so it's okay.
Well, I was reading something.
Okay, it's all good. I just making sure you're all right.
All right, let's start in Athens.
Okay.
Georgia. Bulldogs. Vols. Who wins?
Woo!
Putting you on the hot seat.
Man, this is a tight one. At the end of this, I am choosing to believe that Tennessee is a runaway freight train, and that Tennessee is going to go in and win this game, is what I'm choosing to believe. The final score, I think, will be you know what? Honestly, I think there's a chance that Tennessee comes in and straight up overwhelms Georgia. I really do. If they get rolling, the confidence gets high. I don't see any reason why Tennessee couldn't win this game by a couple of touchdowns. And I know that sounds silly because compared to everything that we've heard this week, but Tennessee has an explosive offense with a very tough quarterback who is not going to be intimidated. I think Tennessee wins going away.
Wow. Man, okay. I, too, think Tennessee wins, but not at running away. 42-38.
Yeah.
42-38 Vols. Okay?
Good deal.
Titans, Chefs, Sunday night.
I think it's you know what I picture here? I think it's a what I'm calling a typical night for Patrick Mahomes. I think he goes out there, and I think Patrick Mahomes finishes, 31 of 38 for 403 yards and 4 touchdowns.
403 yards,
something like that.
Oh,
I think it's just a banner night for the Chiefs. I think they go up there, they get the win in early November. I think they beat the Titans going away here. I don't think it means anything. I think it's just a regular season blip, and I think the Titans move on.
34-14 Kansas City would be my guess. 34-14.
You down by
Chiefs.
Down by 20, 3 touchdowns.
Preds win 2 in a row. They beat Vancouver. Is that tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's safe
In
to say,
Vancouver.
considering Vancouver's one of the worst teams in the NHL.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Way to throw some bucket of water on that one. Astros take care of business. Game 6, or does it go to Game 7?
No, I think it's over tonight. Or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. I think it's over tomorrow night.
I'm calling for it just probably because I want it. Selfish reasons. I'm going Game 7.
Okay.
I'm going Game 7.
Nothing wrong with that.
Game 7 World Series.
Nothing wrong with
Is
that.
it getting better than that?
No, not really.
Hey, either way, this is a sports treat this weekend.
It is. Enjoy, everybody.
Enjoy it. Soak it up. Have a great weekend. We've had a great week of shows. We look forward to talking to you on Monday at 2 o'clock and reacting to everything. Stay tuned. Afternoon Stretch is next.